Welcome to Season 2 of Red Sox Digest, the only show where pain, sarcasm, and false hope collide nightly, like a Masataka Yoshida ground out to second. We break down every loss, every meltdown, and the occasional win, with sarcasm, facts, and no front office spin. Subscribe today at RedSoxDigest.com, or keep wondering how a wildcard team spent an entire offseason avoiding power hitters. And now, here's the crew at Red Sox Digest.
Pow! Well, I sure wish that this could have got used during this series against the Rockies, but John, there's no such thing as this thing for the Boston Red Sox. I welcome you all in, for those of you that stomach that disgusting series against the Rockies. I am your host, Nick Face. We also have John Martinello in the house here tonight. Thayer was so disappointed and disgusted, he'd rather have quality family time than sit through another one of these shows to talk about the cesspool of the Boston Red Sox. Jim is still on vacation in Florida. He is having the time of his life. So John and I can have the most miserable time of our life sitting here talking about this tremendous round of applause worthy team of the Boston Red Sox. I want to welcome John in. So John, welcome to the show. On our last show, we were talking a lot about what this series would look like. And I feel like I need a dunce cap on me right now. I did not retire.
What'd you have?
I did not retire. I said that. Okay, I said if they got swept, I said if they got swept, I'd retire. So I was really one game away from just saying to you all, goodbye, sayonara. I can't do it anymore. But I think we owe it to our fans out there to at least chat and yell, scream, do whatever we have to do to get through what we just maybe watched Monday through Wednesday of this week. So I want to jump right in. I'm going to go right to my opening segment first. We're going to go to the Face the Facts, word of the day, and thoughts.
It's time for Face the Facts, where excuses get laughed out of the room, your feelings are irrelevant, and your opinion probably doesn't matter. No spin, no cope, just the facts. And now, your esteemed host, Nick Face.
So my biggest takeaway from this series, the biggest positive was Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray upped his trade value significantly with another gem of a performance on Tuesday night. Sonny Gray has been, in my eyes, way better than advertised on what we were getting from the Cardinals. John, I don't know what you feel on him, but I kind of am sad that we won't get a chance to see Sonny Gray into a postseason or into a team that's going to win, because I think the guy is made of stones here. I really do. I think he's exceeded everything. He's fought through adversity. He's proven people that he is still a quality big league pitcher. And we were nervous coming in when he got traded from the Cardinals, first and foremost, about how he would do in the AL East, because we know what happened when he was with the Yankees. He hated being a Yankee. He never fit in there. He was not the Sonny Gray that had played for the Oakland A's by any means. But when Sonny Gray first came up to the league with the A's, I always was a fan because I always loved his compete level. And I liked his ability to pitch out of jams and have all kinds of different arsenals in his pitching bag that he could go to get out of jams. He was an up-and-coming young kid at the time with the Oakland A's. And going back to the early 2000s, do you remember, John, the Tim Hudsons, Mark Mulders, Barry Zitos, that Oakland A. I thought that was going to be what Sonny Gray was going to kind of mold himself into. Something along the lines of one of those guys. And then the Oakland A's, he ended his time there, went to the Yankees, then to the Cardinals, and now here with the Red Sox. I really like the guy. I do. He's a bulldog kind of guy. Doesn't back down to pressure. And he did a great job. We were concerned. Remember on our show when we did it, was it Sunday? I think we were on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Last time. We didn't know what to really expect going into Colorado, because that can sometimes be a pitcher's worst nightmare. Different altitude. Sometimes, the ball can just get elevated out of the park on all sorts of ways. Just ask Vinny Castilla about all that, and Andres Galarraga, for examples. But there really wasn't anything to be concerned about here. Again, it's the Colorado Rockies. But we can also say, and it was the Boston Red Sox, the most embarrassing team in Major League Baseball this season. Hands down. There's no competition anymore, John. I don't know if you know about that. Now, on the negative, I was positive to start because I think it's very important we start out positive the best we can on any of these little things. Now, the negatives. Oh, I will say another positive I have to give is the starting pitching. The starting pitching, Jake Bennett, Sonny Gray, and Ranger Suarez. Great job. No issues whatsoever. If only they could have thrown the entire games.
Yeah.
If only. That would have been great. Starting pitching, awesome. Great job.
Yeah, starting pitching, 29 strikeouts out of them. I think it was only 4 walks and a 142 ERA.
They rolled.
Absolutely.
Now to the negative side of things. I don't want to get into it like right yet because I made a special graphic of hell for this particular player. But I'm just going to jump into it right now. I do not want to see one more game of Jarren Duran as a professional baseball player with the Boston Red Sox. I don't. I'm done. I don't want to see him in the field. I don't want to see him at the bat. I don't even want to see him pinch running, John. I'm done. He needs to be baby bopped with Brian Bayo down to Worcester. Done. Sayonara. End the chapter. We're done. Moving on. Marcelo Meyer, defensively. What in the living hell was that today? What was that? That was atrocious. And I feel duped. I do. Because we thought, because he played so well when Bregman went down last season at third base, that it would be a natural, smooth transition to shortstop and to playing second base and all. I am going to point the finger right now at the Boston Red Sox for not in spring training giving Marcelo Meyer any reps at shortstop. They didn't do one thing. And that is shameful because you were banking on Trevor Story to be healthy once again, to ride out another storybook season like he had last year with playing almost every single game. I don't know where that logic was coming from. But to not at least give some reps to make sure he's prepped and prepared is unacceptable. Completely unacceptable from top to bottom. He's not ready, John, to be a shortstop in the big leagues. I don't have the faith in that right now. Do I have more faith in Trevor Story as a shortstop than I do Marcelo Meyer? Probably right now. And that's stunning for me to even say that.
I think that's just because you haven't seen Trevor Story in a while.
No, I'm being honest and real. I don't think Marcelo Meyer is ready to be a major league player. I don't. We saw some adjustments. I don't want to completely knock him because he did get some hits off some left-handers against the Rockies. I will definitely give him credit for that. But there's too many lackadaisical mental mistakes that continue to build here. Where else? I think that's my biggest things right there. And then Duran fielding the ball on Monday night. Oh my God, was that atrocious. Atrocious. This is what I told you. As soon as Duran got moved out of center, I don't like Duran. I never have, and I never will like Duran as a left fielder. I don't like it. Of course, Ceddanne Rafaela is far superior with the glove in center field. Of course it is. But Jarren Duran is such a misfit. They missed their mark in 2024 when his value was at his highest to get rid of him, and they didn't. And now it continues to bite them in the ass. I am so sick and tired of Jarren Duran.
It's not even 2024. Last year at the trade deadline, I'm pretty sure that the Red Sox were offered Leo DeVries from the A's for him, and they said no. I mean, can you imagine how good that would look right now? And you know,
look at this,
Jarren Duran. Like,
look at these numbers.
So you see that, right? The strikeouts right there. That's
Holy shit, that's awful.
It's a lot of strikeouts, right? He is 12th in the league in total strikeouts. The 11 guys above him, the closest in OPS is Spencer Torkelson, and he's got 100 points higher of an OPS than Jarren Duran. It's
the biggest stat though that stands out to me on this, John, and I want to make sure we highlight this, is Jarren Duran is a player that's built on speed. 11 stolen bases. 11. That's it.
Yeah.
We're almost at July 1, folks. We've been playing baseball since late March. 11 stolen bases for a guy that has game-changing speed. I'm going to state it again. Game-changing speed. There is no excuse whatsoever why Jarren Duran should not have 20-plus bags at this point in the season right now. None.
Yeah.
He can't get on base. He can't hit. He sucks.
And even when he gets on base, they don't send him. And I don't.
They don't.
Because I'm pretty sure he's 11 for 11. I don't think he's been caught yet. He's got 93rd percentile speed. He's 29.1 feet per second. Like, guys, like, he's faster this year than he's been in than he was last year when he stole 30 bags. Listen, April he hit 172. I think he had 1 homer. May 261. He had those 9 home runs. Started getting hot. We still posted about him not being a good player, and everybody got on our case. And then here we are in June. He's hitting 143 with a 422 OPS, and he's striking out 40% of the time. I at least since 2024 have been calling for him, trade him. He's not like what. Why doesn't he? Everybody else on this team has an extension. He doesn't. Why? Because he's not part of this team's long-term plan. So why the hell haven't they traded him? And listen, and now we're getting these reports of, who is it? Mark Feinsand said it. Most likely scenario is that the Red Sox are going to hold Jarren Duran through the rest of this season and hope that he has a strong second half to regain trade value. God, they should have traded him. Listen, not getting rid of him after 2024 is fine with me. I understand it. He, had a top 10 MVP voting season. He was unbelievable. All-Star game MVP, all this great stuff. They should have traded him after last year, after he showed you in the wild card series that he's not built for the moment. He's not built for playing in this environment in Boston. He's not built for postseason success. When things get hard on him, he folds. He should go ahead and go play in Miami. Go play in San Diego. Go and play.
He's a perfect Kansas City Royal. He's a perfect.
Yeah, Royals is perfect. There's so many places where he'd be fine, because when things get tough, the fans don't get on you, the media don't get on you. We've seen it now for 5-6 years in Boston.
That you'd rather Cole Hagen's arm limping over than and something about a tweet like that.
What about Reagan's?
About that you'd rather have Cole Reagan's with his arm like in a sling or something like that.
Oh, it wasn't me, but yeah, I mean, that's a guy that I'd rather have, even though he's on the IL now and he's probably going to be on for the rest of the year. Like, I'd rather have Cole Reagan's, just because I know that when he does play, he's good. He does his job. It's another left-handed pitcher, but that's all we employ at this point anyway. So,
hey, who cares? We have seven outfielders, so I mean, and they all suck. Well, except Sedan and Willier. They're at least decent. I'll be nice.
Willier's decent, but the guy's hitting 230 this year against right-handed pitching. He's hitting 400 against lefties, but
I don't get it.
He's been abysmal against right-handers. I do not understand that whatsoever.
So what do you do with Jarren Duran? So we can get as mad as we want here right now. We can pound rocks, no pun intended. We just played the Rockies. You can do that. What do you do with him? Because from reading that tweet that Feinstein and Gordo put out, I think we're still in the midst of seeing him every day in the lineup. And I personally would rather take a hammer to my head.
Yeah, I mean, I'd assume. I mean, what they do with other guys is they'll let him sit for 2-3 days, put him in the lineup for a couple days. So maybe his playing time just drops a little bit. We see more Masataka Yoshida, but I don't foresee any Worcester playing time for Jarren Duran. I think that he's beyond that, according to this front office. And also, how bad of a look would that be for a guy that this past offseason you valued him as a MVP candidate? You can't send that guy down to Worcester. So maybe playing time gets slashed a little bit, but he's still going to be mainly an everyday player, which, again, it stinks, but this is a team that's going to win 70 games at most. So it's, who the hell cares?
I don't even think it's going to be that, John. I really don't. I don't see them cracking 70. They're going to be in the 50s to 60s, high 50s, 60s.
If it's in the 50s, that's if Craig Breslow has a job in August and this team's pacing towards low 60s wins, we talk about it all the time. What the hell's the direction? What the hell does this franchise want to do? And honestly, as the season's gone along, I've kind of gotten off John Henry's case because he put up the money this year. But if we're not firing Craig Breslow and we're letting him do this trade deadline, I really have to question what the ownership of this team, what their objectives are.
So I guess I'd say Duran and Marcelo Meyer were two of my personal vendettas for the series. Did you have any others that should be discussed?
I mean, I guess if you want to irk anyone else, it'd be why the hell is Caleb Durbin sliding into first base? But
that was stupid.
It's a hustle play. I understand it. I wouldn't do it. Also, because I hardly even sprint in my men's league games. But yeah. Listen, if he doesn't get hurt and he's safe, it's praising him for how much effort and the hustle and the dirt dog Durbin thing that is being said on Twitter. But
there he is.
Yeah, I mean he's been on a heater. He's been the team's best hitter lately. So it's tough to see. Crazy to say out of us, but it's tough to see Caleb Durbin go down. And he said after the game that he doesn't think he's going to be on the IL. Chad Tracy said that he thinks that we dodged a bullet on him going down for any extended period of time, and I guess it was just a dislocated pinky. So,
but do you laugh at that too? Because we've heard this before.
If we don't see him in the lineup for 3 days and then he goes on the IL a month later, we find out that he doesn't have.
That's where I'm anymore.
At. That's then it's going to be comical.
We got a lot of this little mumbo jumbo word salads going on. Oh yeah, he's fine. Don't worry, he's going to be back in there, and then we'll see what happens tomorrow. If we don't see him tomorrow and we don't see him Friday, then we can take this bat and get a piñata and go and whack the hell out of it. How's that sound?
Sounds good. Who do you blame though for this? On the medical, do you blame the medical team or do you blame just the Red Sox for just being opaque about everything that comes out of their mouths when it comes to these guys getting hurt?
I think that there's a major communication gap between what they say to the media and what they know. I don't think they have enough knowledge on what they're saying. I think they don't want fans to worry, so they go and they word vomit to us, and they don't know crap. So in a way, they're lying, which we know, and we got to make sure moving forward that there's trust built. I don't feel like I can trust this organization whatsoever in terms of player development, medicals, injuries, what they're going to do long term. I can't trust that right now. The trust is broken.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Roman's still not progressing. So,
yes, that was the other news that's there. So we're at the 7th week, I believe, of this friggin' injury of his. It's the middle finger, correct?
If they told us, I'd know.
I think it's like that. So once again, I have the bat that's in my hand, okay, where we can stick our fingers up right at you know who. I just can't understand for the life of me how he can't just at least give it a try, and he's not. I don't know if the agent has something to do with this, with saying you just got paid, you're not going to do one damn thing. That could be what this is. The other scenario is that Roman Anthony is just a JD Drew, where he's only going to play when he's 100%. I don't know if you thought about that one too, but that's what Roman Anthony right now coming up is giving me JD Drew vibes. JD Drew was a Red Sox from, I believe, 2006, 7 to up against 2000, I think 10, 11, right around there. It was a big 5-year contract that was signed. Truly, for me, there was only really one big hit in JD Drew's career, and that was the Fausto Carmona Grand Slam. That was in game 6 or 7 of the ALCS in 2007. Outside of that, I could not stand JD Drew. I'll be honest. I couldn't. I thought he was the human statue. He was boring. He was dull. He only played when he was 100%. He drove me crazy because that was the time when we went from a dirt dog in Trot Nixon and Gabe Kapler, and we went to the big bucks on JD Drew. And then after that, I believe we went to it was a combination, I think, Cody Ross, who I really liked. That was the 1-year wonder of 2012. And then it was Victorino time. And then Mookie.
Well, you're missing one. There's another big buck guy.
There was another big. No, he was left field, though. I'm thinking right field. Yeah, Carl Crawford was left, right?
Outfielders.
Yeah, no. Just the right field tandem that was there.
Gotcha.
But that's, I mean, going back to the point at hand, I'm really good sometimes with those transitions. Going back to the point at hand, I should really be paid big bucks for some of the things I say. But anyways, I still think that there's a lot of similarities here with what we saw from how JD Drew was to what we're dealing with on the back end of Roman Anthony. And it's sad because all I want to do is see the kid play. But I think we can absolutely be critical. We can absolutely have feelings. We can absolutely say we're disappointed because we are. There's still this whole unknown on really what Roman Anthony is going to be. We have to wait and see.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to, just because I'm so, like, I'm, huge on him still. I don't like to talk about the elephant in the room with that what you said is he still has to prove it. Like that's a legitimate question. It's completely fair.
2 months so far. 2 months. That's it. And people wanted to crown him the next MVP, the next Trout, the next big thumper for the Red Sox for years and years to come. You folks are on Looney Tune Island. You are. I don't know why it happened so quickly. I don't know if it's because
what happened with everyone. I mean, the Red Sox bought into it too because he was, he was
the overhype.
To be,
the overhype of some of this is just it's sick. It's a sick disease right now. It is. It's a sick disease. But that's where I was at least for my stance on this Rocki series. It was an utter embarrassment. There was no reason why they shouldn't have taken all three. None at all. I mean, how about even Monday's game, John, where they let up 8 hits in a row between Whitlock and Chapman? The two of them should be ashamed of themselves, too. That's atrocious.
Yeah.
You can't have it happen.
I thought it was The 8th inning I thought was hilarious because
I thought it was great
look at
too.
this, the
They were getting
Rockies
thrown out
4 hits in a
everywhere.
row. They don't score a run. It's all fun and games, and then straight into what happened in the 9th there, and obviously that got capped off by that Duran play, which whatever. They were gonna win that game at that point anyways, but just the fact that we saw what happened there in left field, the word embarrassment is pretty spot on.
Let's go to the Martinello minute because I'm sure John has so much more to say on this lovely series from hell.
And now, the part they don't want said out loud. No spreadsheets or corporate spin, just the truth, raw and impatient. This is the Martinello Minute.
So, Nick, you just said it. The Red Sox 100% should have won the series, let alone actually sweeping the series. But then you have to, sit back, take a deep breath, grab a sip of water, and remember we're watching the 2026 Boston Red Sox. So they dropped 2 out of 3. And I know we've talked about hitting rock bottom, I think, every show for the past month and a half now. But after this series, I think that this is genuinely the worst that things have been. You're 30-0 this year when leading in the 7th inning and beyond. 0-2 when leading in the 7th inning in the past 72 hours. All right, they won that middle game, but they lost 2. The 8 consecutive hits on Monday night, capped off, obviously, we just said it, by Duran getting his ankles broken because of just an awful read. If you replay it, you could obviously tell the ball's going to go bounce against the wall, on the side in foul territory. Duran, for whatever reason, thought it was going to go all the way into the corner, and that's where, you see him lose his footing and the ball gets by him, and then, lose it again after the ball hits actually against the outfield wall. And I just said that wasn't the end of the world. The Rockies were going to win that game, but it was really just the cherry on top for how that game ended. Yesterday they won. Woo! Whatever. Sonny Gray, I think he's 10-4 now in his Red Sox starts. I think he's tied for the American League record in wins, which is phenomenal trade value. Very nice. But then today do you think today was worse than Monday?
I think Monday was still the icing on the cake. I just want to put Sonny Gray in here too while we were talking about him as well. Hi, Sonny. I need something positive in my life.
There you go. I think that today was worse. 2 outs, runner on first in the 7th. You're leading by 3 runs, and then Marcelo Meyer, the most routine as routine gets play to get out of an inning. Obviously he botches it on the transfer, and then game gets tied up. Poor Tyron Guerrero. This guy he's been nails. If you want to just look at his ERA, it's not
I'll
great.
agree
It's
with
around
you.
4. But the guy's been absolute nails. He's another guy that absolutely is going to bring in a decent package in return at the trade deadline. But he's just got poor defense behind him. But Marcelo botches that ball. He took accountability for it after the game, but at this point, at least to the way I see it, these players' excuses and apologies, they just mean nothing because these same things happen over and over and over again. I mean, I think it was the 3rd inning today, routine fly ball over to Willie Abreu in right field, just pops right out of his glove, and then what was it? They scored 1 or 2 runs off of that. But I'll say this, all this awful stuff to say, don't worry, our savior president of baseball operations, Craig Breslow, still thinks there is an opportunity to right the ship while this team sits 14 games under 500.
There's a reason why I shared the screen. While we've been broadcasting, our buddy Gordo put out a little tweet about Sonny Gray for any team that may be interested in trading for him. So that team would be responsible for the remaining portion of a $31 million salary for 2026. So that stands at about 16 million. That is also in addition to his $30 million option or $10 million buyout for next year if there is a season with the lockout. The Red Sox did receive $20 million from the Cardinals in the original trade, but that doesn't carry over automatically to a potential next team. But the two sides, they can negotiate that. So reading this, I have to say, this seems very complicated if some team's going to be interested in Sonny Gray here. It seems like a lot of pieces would need to be together. And I would only imagine that it would have to come from a team that's a bigger market, because no lower market team that has a lower payroll is going to take on that monstrosity, at least in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that the obvious answer right now is the Cubs. They have six starting pitchers on IL. And I mean, a trade for Sonny Gray can be complicated, especially when you're dealing with Craig Breslow, but it doesn't really have to be. The Red Sox can, do you give that $20 million that the Cardinals gave you to the team that's taken Sonny Gray, or do you keep it and take a lesser package? So as far as I see it, I think it's pretty simple, but the 100%, the lot of teams that are going to be calling for him will be mainly just, teams with larger payrolls. But I think that the Cubs I think they have to actually make this, the Cubs from their perspective have to get a deal done for a starting pitcher sooner than later.
You don't think the Braves are interested in him?
Not really. I mean, they're completely fine with
Martin Perez
I like the day right now.
Yep. The only reason I bring it up is because Spencer Strider's down, and I follow the geography a little bit, follow the real estate on where these players are from and everything. And being from, I believe it's Alabama, I think, closer proximity there to Atlanta for Sonny Gray, could be something of value right there. I just want to confirm that. Where is Sonny Gray from?
Yeah, and then on top of that, he also has to give the
Tennessee. Nashville, Tennessee. Sorry.
All right, so,
Nashville, Tennessee.
So once we play baseball again in 2028, he'll just sign there as a free agent.
Right.
But rock bottom in Colorado Rockies.
There's the other latest right there. So in case you didn't stomach what we all did Monday, they lost by a score of a walk-off 3-2 fashion. They were up 2-0 heading into the ninth. You can also look at Chapman. I mean, Chapman was not sharp by any means on Monday, so that did not help the matters either. I don't want him to get off with this because he has not looked great in the past week.
Yeah. Listen, he competed in a lot of counts, but those balls that they hit, especially the McCarthy, you have the guy down to two. You have the guy in a 2-strike count and throw a splitter right down the middle of the plate.
Right. And then Tuesday's game was the 5-2 one. That was the Sonny Gray start. Bullpen got a little interesting right there again too for game 2, and then we all know the story of today, where we had another implosion. Can we talk about Justin Slayton for a few?
He's been bad. He's been really bad.
Very appropriate that we talk about him.
Yeah, I defend after the was it the Yankee game? It was the Yankee one where he absolutely imploded. That was the first bad one out of him, or maybe that was the second. Regardless,
I think that might have been the first one. I think.
Listen, I backed him up after the first couple implosions out of him. Tough to do that now. He doesn't look sharp. And granted, obviously, where they played today, it's a very tough environment for pitchers, but when your starting pitchers throw to a 1.42 ERA and the bullpen throws to a 9 ERA over a 3-game series, you have to just look at, is this preparation? Is it just, I don't know. I don't have the answers for you.
He's overrated, John. I have to tell you. I mean, he's been hurt quite a bit. I think everybody thought he'd make a great 7 or 8 guy.
I was calling for him to be the closer going into last year.
I think that we definitely got a little too excited here, folks. But overall, his regular season, he's sitting now at 0-4 with a 6.48 chunker.
Oh, so it's down.
Yeah, exactly. He's thrown in 19 games, 20 strikeouts over 16 and 2/3 innings thrown. So the last 7 days, this gives you the last 15 days and the last 30 days. So his last month has been a shit show.
Yeah, Nick, go to the splits really quick there on him.
Yep, I'm on the splits. What do you want to see?
Click the
this right
click
here, the
that
stats.
one. Yeah,
Okay.
go to so before that Yankee game, he hadn't given up a hit against lefty. He gave up 1 hit against left-handed hitters the whole year. Look at that number now.
Yep. It's just been exposure.
Yeah. So he's going through a rough patch. All relief pitchers do, but his has been extraordinarily loud.
Do you think it's fixable?
Yeah, 100%.
And do you think it's fixable? Will it be fixable here, meaning in Boston?
I'd say yes, but it won't be at this point in the year. Is it that big of a deal to get him back down to be in this? Like, obviously you want him to be there, but if it's something that continues on for the whole season, maybe you send him down to Worcester. But again, like, this team's 14 games under 500. They're not looking the playoffs. They're selling at the trade deadline. We're going into an offseason of a whole bunch of questions. Does it really matter at this point anymore?
Now it's time for the Romy Gonzalez update, John. So Romy Gonzalez is supposedly coming back on Saturday, according to him. Well, he's rehabbing in Worcester. And right now, things aren't looking too hot for Romy Gonzalez. So I'll share my screen again to allow everybody to understand what Romy has done tonight in this game for Worcester. So give me a moment, and then you can all see the embarrassment together with me, because I think it's all better when we do things together. Romy has struck out in all 3 of his at-bats tonight and has also made a throwing error in the field playing second base. So your savior, folks, your savior. Why are they rushing him? That's my question I have to ask you, John. Why? The guy hasn't played almost a year. Why are they rushing him back up to this circus?
As the front office thinks that they have a chance. They're looking at this 6.5 games behind the wild card and still think that one hot week puts them right back into contention. The problem is you have to have a hot week to get back into contention. Romy, if he's playing, as far as I'm concerned, specifically with him, if he's playing, and I don't really care how good or bad he does in a rehab assignment, if he's, every game finishes and he goes back to the clubhouse and feels good, and he wakes up the next morning and feels good, whenever he's ready to go, get him back up in the big leagues. And he specifically wants to play this weekend against the Yankees because his buddy Carlos Rodon pitches on Sunday, and he's had fantastic career numbers against him. So he, that's a matchup that he feels really comfortable with being back in for. So if it means that the Red Sox win on Sunday because Romy's in the lineup, I'll be happy about it.
Yes, but is that a good thing for this team, though?
It doesn't hurt. Monasterio, I know, hit the home run today, but he has not been great. Like, if just having another body in the lineup that I know for a fact is going to produce in the role that they are asked to, I'll take it.
What are they going to do for a move? Anthony Sigler down?
Yeah, Sigler. They could move. If they could move Monasterio. I think the report was last week that.
Because I'll tell you what they're going to do. Do you want to know what they're going to do?
Tell me.
Caleb Durbin will go on the IL.
That could happen. It makes things easier.
It's what they're going to do.
Yeah. It could happen. But
his finger will blow up overnight, and something's going to happen that says, for precautionary reasons, only 10 days, we're going to sit him down, ice it, make sure it's good. And then 2 months from now, we'll be saying, what was this? Why? Oh, you're back now? Something like that. Something dumb.
Good. Yeah. The report a couple of weeks ago or last week was that Monasterio was kind of on the chopping block. So, it'd be my bet, unless Caleb Durbin wakes up tomorrow morning and he's missing a finger, I think one of them two will be the guys going back down to Worcester this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Let's go to piece of take. So let me get this over here. This is a segment that if I know how to control the buttons here. There we go. Now I can control the buttons. That's what happens when you have to host and direct and do all these editing things all at once. Piece of take is one of the segments that Jim really likes to do. It makes you think about certain scenarios that may or may not happen. Maybe it gets a charge out of you. Maybe it doesn't. I am thinking long and hard right now of what my piece of take will be. And I think I've got it. I think my piece of take here is after Connor Wong's home run here that we saw against the Rockies, it's his first of the season. Did he get a home run last season, by the way? I don't think so. That's right.
I think he had like 2 doubles.
This will ignite Connor Wong and get him into a hot streak and make him play more games than not in the next month of the season here for the Red Sox. And what they're going to try to do is up his trade value. So do you buy that Connor Wong's home run will ignite him and set him on a hot streak? That's my piece of take tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Connor Wong's been good this year offensively. Obviously
better than Navarez, right?
Yeah. Well, he's a different situation that I'll be happy to talk about after Connor Wong, but guys going into today, hitting 259 on the year, a 101 OPS plus, so league average bat out of a catcher. That's all you could ask for. Obviously the defense has not been and will never be, on that Narvaez level of just being elite, but he's not been terrible. About league average in his pop time. His framing is a little bit below league average, but if you're getting a league average bat out of your catcher, that's all you could ask for. The pitchers all like him. But yeah, I don't think that I know that there were about a month ago or so, there were reports that they were shopping him. With the stuff that's going on with Narvaez right now, I don't think that is going to be, I don't think that's going to come in through fruition. Really sticky situation with Carlos Narvaez at the moment. And
go ahead, you got the floor.
Yeah, I don't want to touch too deep into it. Just obviously, if you guys have been paying attention on social media, came to light that his wife had some allegations against him and regarding another woman. But yeah, he's dealing with some stuff right now off the field, and I think it's pretty apparent with his especially his hitting, but also his blocking has been down this year. Teams aren't really running on him, so I can't say much about his arm. But he's dealing with a lot of things off the field right now, and it's been a problem. It bleeds into games. Obviously, from a young age, you're told playing baseball, as soon as you cross those lines, anything that's going on outside of the field doesn't matter anymore. It's a kid's game. Have fun. Narvaez is letting things come onto the field and specifically into the batter's box with him. It's unfortunate, and hopefully he's able to get through it well, but I think that the Red Sox need Connor Wong.
Can I make a statement?
Yeah.
I'm going to anyways, but I'm just going to say, can I make a statement? Just to be an ass. Why are the players on the Boston Red Sox drama queens?
It's a good question.
I want to state it. I'm going to state it again. Why are the players on the Boston Red Sox for this season drama queens? I mean, we can go through the soap opera if you want. You got Jarren Duran, who yells at fans in the stands because he hears things and he doesn't, and the fan doesn't say anything, but he still yells at them. And then he goes on his tirade. You've got Marcelo Meyer with his too cool for school attitude, in my eyes. Okay. You got Roman Anthony, who can't stay on field. You've got the whole drama that went down with the coaching staff, with Cora and everybody else gone. You got Breslow, who doesn't know how to be a GM. Okay. You got Brian Bayo, who doesn't understand what it means to be a starting pitcher in baseball anymore. Am I missing anything? Navarez with his case. But remember, we also had drama earlier in the season when he was late to a game. Remember, Cora disciplined him and he benched him. Okay, so you got that crap going on. Wilson Contreras wants to fight everybody. You had that going on with him. Isaiah Conner-Falefa, the spokesman of the team. I mean, whoever thought that was going to happen from there? Durbin obviously forgetting how to hit, and then figuring out how to reinvent the wheel and figure it out again because Driveline's gone. There's so much crap that's gone on.
Yeah.
If I'm missing something, am I missing anything? I think
you nailed it. I think you nailed it all. If you want to put in just the discourse between the medical staff and the front office and the just communication from as a whole, if you want to go beyond the injuries, but yeah, and then obviously Garrett Crochet goes right into that where he says one thing and then somebody else says he's dead. It's been this whole year has just been an absolute nightmare scenario. It's a season from hell. There's no light at the end of the tunnel, unless you want to say that a lockout in 2027 is the light.
It's sad to say, but I think it would be the best thing that could ever happen if the Red Sox truly are going to be exactly as they are right now when the season ends. To not have to put up with this for a year, I think that would be the biggest peaceful kind of off season in 2027 we could have asked for. I just do, and it's pathetic and everything to say it because I don't know what I'd do without baseball for a season. But I'm truly at my last ends with having to deal with this crap anymore. So
yeah, and listen, from everything that you see, it all just stems from the guy that's in charge of who's on this team and who's not, and how bad he is at his job.
Yep.
That's all it is.
Yep. Well, I think we've talked enough about the Rocki series and all this crap. So what better, John, than to look forward to a wonderful 4-game series, folks, against the New York Yankees at Fenway Park. How about that? Are you ready for it? Well, it doesn't matter if you're ready for it because we are. Here we go. It is time for the pitching probables. So, if you enjoyed the Rockies series, you're going to be in for a doozy on this one because you got a 4-game set starting tomorrow night at Fenway Park. We are going to do what we like to do when I'm the host. We're going to share the screen again because I like to share my wealth of knowledge with you all. Your probables. If you can see it here, folks, I actually went to the Yankees website because I'm tired of losing. So, you got Cam Schittler. He's pitching tomorrow night for the Yankees. He'll be opposing Conley early. In the Friday evening game, Will Warren will be up against Peyton Tolley. Saturday's game, Garrett Cole. We have not seen him in a while, John, all right? And then he'll be opposed by Jake Bennett, who had a great game. He was a tough luck loser on Monday night, but he threw great on Monday. Want to emphasize that. And then in the finale on Sunday evening, you have Carlos Rondon, Romy Gonzalez's BFF, versus probably your all-star representative right now, Sonny Gray.
Yeah, we talked about that. Who's going to represent the Red Sox in the All-Star game, and we were floating around Chapman, Wilson, and who else? Chapman, Wilson. There was another.
Sonny Gray name was there.
I think it's Sonny Gray.
Sedane, Rafaela.
Oh yeah, Sedane. Yeah. At this point, I think. Since we brought him up, how great. I thought those last 2 at-bats that he had today were absolutely hilarious. Just because everybody knew that he was trying to hit the ball over the fence.
Yeah.
His last at-bat against Tyler Freeman. He won 2 challenges in the at-bat. I think that's the first time all year we've seen him win a challenge.
Yeah,
And then obviously he ended up striking out, but it was a fun game to watch out of him today.
Where you at for Thursday night's game tomorrow night? Conley early, Cam Schittler. Tell me what happens.
If I had to predict, I'm going to go Cam Schittler 7 in a third innings, 12 strikeouts, 1 run. And I'd say the Yankees probably win the tomorrow night 4-1. Be where I'm at. I think Connolly early will hold his own. He'll give up 2 or 3 runs. Hopefully it's just not by home runs. I'd rather him just in one inning just give up 4 doubles.
I agree.
But yeah, tomorrow night's not going to be fun.
Yeah, I think the Yankees are going to take the first series, take the first game of the series, rather. I'm going to go with a 5-1 score. I think we'll see a long ball of some fashion given up from Conley early. But then again, this offense cannot touch the camera. Cannot. And I'm sure some fan will say something to him that will get him all upset and angry and mad and say it's the worst place in the world to go, and he'll get fueled on that. So I'm sure he's going to shove it tomorrow night, Mr. Cam. So
I might place a bet down on him throwing a no-hitter.
I could see that.
I'll definitely be betting. I'll definitely be betting on 10 strikeouts.
At some point this season, some opposing team and pitcher is going to throw a no-hitter against this crapshoot Red Sox team. Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. All right, Friday night's game. Will Warren. He'll be opposed by Peyton Tolley, the tough luck loser of some of his contests, because they can't score runs for him.
Well, I'll tell you what, Friday they're going to score runs for him.
You think so?
Red Sox have good numbers against Will Warren. I don't have them up on me, so I won't take the time to go and look at them. But Peyton Tolley, green uniforms, under the lights at Fenway Park. I think the Red Sox will handily win on Friday. If I had to guess a score, I'm going to go somewhere around the lines of like a 7-2, 7-3, but it'll be the bullpen. It won't. I think Tolley's going to give us 7 innings of 1-run ball.
That's very bold, but maybe he will get hyped up for a game like this against the Yankees. You know, maybe that's where it will go to.
Yeah, that fastball.
I'll go with a Friday night win. I'll go with that. I think I'll do that. I think we're going to see it more in the lower kind of scoring category. I'm going to say 5-3 Red Sox win. 5-3 Red Sox win. I'm going to go with that. Let's go to Saturday. Saturday, we have Kermit the Frog here against Jake Bennett.
Can we skip this one?
Forfeit.
Yeah. I'd rather not watch Garrett Cole pitch against the Red Sox, and I know he hasn't been great by any means this year since returning, but there's no Rafael Devers in this lineup to scare him. None. Yep. So it's a loss. I hope Jake Bennett survives through the 5th inning just to save the bullpen, but this is going to be a loss on a Saturday.
This could be a high-scoring one on Saturday, John. And I mean that.
You think this lineup's going to – I know Garrett Cole's not been good, but you think that he's going to continue that against the Red Sox?
I think Garrett Cole's going to throw well against the Red Sox. I'm saying that the Yankees are going to have a fireworks explosion.
Oh, okay.
On Saturday afternoon. That's what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
We're going to be in the double digits for numbers. I could see this being like a 12-1, 12-2 score. Yep. I could see that happening. And then the Sunday game. This is game of the week, I believe. It's the first time the Yankees and the Red Sox have been on NBC since the early 90s. Oh, boy. Can't friggin' wait for that. Anyways, Sonny Gray will be opposed by Carlos Rondon. Does Sonny keep it a sunny night or sunny day in Bostonville?
Sunday should be a win. Sonny Gray's been so good since coming off the IL. I think he's got like a 2.3 ERA since coming off the IL. Carlos Rodon is really been hit or miss against the Red Sox. Some outings he's gotten absolutely lit up. Some outings he's been nails. It's going to be a really interesting game on Sunday night. I'm just more actually looking forward to how many times the NBC broadcast, and granted they've been great. I've really enjoyed watching the NBC games this year, even when the Red Sox aren't playing, but the amount of times that they're going to bring up how tall's the Green Monster, the Red Sox traded Babe Ruth in 1917 or whatever year it was. They're going to have all the cookie cutter acting like this is your first time.
Won the World Series in 2004 and the Yankees lost 4 games in a row, John. Did you know that?
Yep. We're going to get a lot of first grade history lessons from the broadcast, but you got to be used to them at this point. Anytime it's a nationally televised game, Red Sox Yankees, they're going to bring up all that stuff. But as far as the game goes, this one I'll say win just to be leaving the series on a happy note. But saying that we're going to split against the Yankees, I also don't agree with. So we'll see what happens. I think it'll be a close game. I don't think it'll be how we predict tomorrow or Saturday will go.
I will go with a win on Sunday as well because I do enjoy watching Sonny Gray throw. And I think that I want to keep that going. And I think him at the place that he's at right now, mentally and focused and thriving on being the ace of this staff, has been a breath of fresh air to see this season. I want to keep that theme alive. So I will go with the Red Sox winning on Sunday, and I'll go with them winning on Friday night too. You got me there, John. So I'll say they'll win 2 out of 4 in this series and split it. Not good enough, of course. Not good enough, but not a sweep. I don't think at least it's a sweep.
I don't know if you saw this message from Thayer. Yeah.
Yankees will get 5.
You might be right.
So basically, Thayer is saying that you and I are out of our minds because we're in agreement. We actually are in agreement on each of these games.
We've actually been you and I have been kind of on the same.
We're on the same wavelength. Yeah. All right. It's now time for comments. I need to stop my share here. We need to go to this button. There we have it. We are now at the comment section for our show, and we will see what people are talking about. Jules, he's always here, and people still want him, albeit stupid people. Must have been Duran we were talking about earlier.
Has to be.
And then he said Sedane should be a better base thief. Yeah, I can see that. I think he should get more of an opportunity to steal bases. I think he has enough speed to be trusted on the base.
Yeah, he's right there with Duran. He's 92nd percentile in sprint speed in baseball. I don't understand what's the lack of. I mean, he's got 9 on the year, but we were frustrated with Duran's 11, and Sedane actually gets on base. So it's weird where they pick and choose their spots with him. And it's also weird. The Red Sox in a whole, they'll go 3-4 games without a stolen base, and then in one series they'll steal 12 bags as a team. It's really weird where they deploy, running the bases.
Jonah said somebody will think they can fix Duran. Yeah, the Red Sox. The Red Sox think they can. Did you not see the story? Yeah, he's going to have a great second half there, Jonah. I have all the faith in the world. You mark my words. The next one. Story has a team low, 547 OPS. Trevor who?
Yeah. We don't mention him when talking about the team OPS just because he doesn't qualify anymore as a hitter. So, but
it's one less player I have to think about and yell about. I know we got some talk with shortstop reference because I can't stand Marcelo Meyer right now at it, but I think that had logic to it.
Yeah.
Mick.
Oh,
Look who wants to join the party tonight. Oh, look who it is.
What's up, fellas?
Folks, I have to tell you, he didn't jump off the Tobin Bridge. He didn't. He's
Not yet.
back.
Not yet.
it's
Can you
10
hear me?
too.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, Dan. Yes, we can.
So I'm sure you've been talking about the epic disaster that is this team. Unbelievable. I mean, I'm just coming in. I'm on vacation. I figured I'd pop in for a minute or two. It's just absolutely insane that this continues to be the most wretched Red Sox team in my lifetime. You lose 2 out of 3 to the wretched Colorado Rockies. It's hideous. Absolutely hideous. I don't know where you go from
here. They get to a lower point every day. They hit rock bottom. A different rock bottom happens every day.
Every time I think it can't get any worse, it does. It's unbelievable. I don't know where you go from here.
There's nowhere to go.
All I said is
you go to next year.
I want to go is Jaron Duran down to Worcester. That's what I wanted. I've had it. I can't do it anymore with them.
Well, I mean, I think that's part of it. The bottom line here, too, is that you've got to have an epic sale. I know people are still talking about the fact that you shouldn't move Wilson Contreras, and I think it's the number one thing you need to do. He's having a season. He's having a career year, and you've got to move on from him and get whatever you can. I think what you need to do is you need to find a team that is having some young player with his best years in front of him, and you've got to make a trade that includes a guy like him, probably one of the young guys. You're going to have to move, Sonny Gray. You're going to have to move Chapman. I would just clean house. What are you going to keep any of these guys for that have large contracts for when you are not a team that is in the running for a playoff spot? You're going to finish last this year. 27, there may not even be a season. And then in 28, if you make these trades and you hit right on them and you keep whoever you get, then maybe you got a shot then.
On our comments, we were talking about JD Drew as well as a comparison of what it's like with Roman Anthony. So that's where Jonah was at with that. So JD Drew, that's a deep cut. Hey, JD Drew had to be perfect when he was playing. If he wasn't perfect, whether it was a hangnail or he had a sore toe, he had a toothache, his ear hurt, whatever. He had a little runny nose. He wasn't going to play. And I feel like this is where we're at with Roman Anthony right now. It's a very valid comparison right there with understanding things have to be perfect for a player to be on a field. It's just how it is.
Nobody wants to play through injuries. Nope. This is not the Dirt Dogs baseball team. I put that out when Trot Nixon was in the booth. I said he's the OG Dirt Dog. This is the type of guys that used to play through anything. They'd get mud on their uniforms. They'd continue and go and play. Nowadays, it's all about being 100% healthy. Otherwise, don't expect me on the field. And, that's not what the Boston Red Sox are. That's not what the Dirt Dog grinding mentality, the idiots, Johnny Damon, all those guys, that's not what they built into the new era Red Sox. That's all gone. It's the 2004, the 7, the 13, the 18, those days are gone. They're not the same team they were. They're not going to be the same team they were. And if they continue to be, management continues to act the way they are, they're going to continue to blow this up worse and worse and worse as the years go on. They're not getting better. They're not improving. They're not changing. The season has been a loss since the beginning. I had a feeling it was going to happen. I didn't like the offseason. Craig Breslow says for 27 or whatever, oh, we're going to get what we need. You should have done that last offseason. You didn't. You needed a number 2 starter and you needed a right-handed power bat, and you got neither. Okay? You replaced Bregman with Contreras. Did you win on that? Yes, it was the right move. He's been good here. Gray has been good here. You hit right twice. The problem is that you didn't factor in enough offense, and everyone knew it. People who are, in the media knew it. The fans knew it. Everybody knew that there wasn't enough offense. And, I mean, I hate to say I'm right. We were all right, and that's what it is. And people are coming over to our side now, guys, because they're seeing that, we were the negative guys from day one. Hey, is your life miserable too? No, I'm miserable watching the Red Sox because they can't win against teams that they should eat up. I've said this before. When you look at the schedule and you try to find out the crap teams that you're going to win, and if you can't find that crap team, it's because you're the crap team.
I like Betty's comment right here. Sonny seems to want out of Dodge fast. The whole statement that he came out and said that he's willing to have a conversation about waiving his trade clause that's in his deal. What do you guys feel? Do you feel like that's because he wants out, or is he just being honest and real and authentic and just saying, this is what the scenario is, this is what would have to happen, so be it, whatever it is, but likes to be a Red Sox? I don't know where we're at with it.
I think it's a little bit of both. Both things can be true at once. He's a professional. The guy's been in the league for 15 plus years. He knows what the business side of baseball is like, and he's open and honest about what may happen over the next month. And then at the other side, he waived his no trade clause in the first place to come here because he thought this was going to be a winning environment and have a chance at a ring in October. That obviously isn't the case. So yeah, I'm sure there is a part of him that, I don't want to say regrets coming here in the first place, but is absolutely okay with, going somewhere where he has an opportunity to win baseball games into the fall.
And as he should deserve. I mean, if he goes to the Cubs and has a chance to be in the playoffs, if I was a guy that was on a losing team and I got the opportunity to go to a team that has a potential to win a World Series, I'm doing that in a heartbeat. I just am. He's a winner. He's a competitor. I don't blame him whatsoever if he wants the hell out of here. I would.
Look, the guy's 9-1 with an ERA under 3. He's going to be coveted well in this.
Absolutely.
Okay. Wilson Contreras. Look, if you this is the problem with Bloom. He couldn't pull the trigger on a lot of these moves back in 2020. We've talked about it on this show before, JD Martinez and so forth, to get Tommy Pham and stuff like that. This is another opportunity that Breslow has if he's in charge and doing the work. I don't know. But this is a time where the Red Sox have to just say, you know what? This team's blows. We're not going to go anywhere. Don't try to do, the sell and buy thing at the same time. Not going to work. You struck right. I'll give you all the credit in the world. You struck right on Gray. I had no faith in Gray as a Red Sox. I'll admit it. I'll wear the L. 9-1, 2.95 ERA, whatever it is, close to that. Wilson Contreras, I like the move, but I didn't expect these results. I don't know if anybody did. He's a 20 home run max guy. He's probably going to hit 30, 35. So you got right on both of these guys. There's no doubt about it. But you got to move them. You have to move them. You're not going to get anything close to this situation if you're here for 2027 or 2028. And if there's no baseball next year, both guys are 2 years older, you're not going to get a repeat season from both of them, I don't think. So strike while the iron's hot, move them now.
100%.
Just closing out our comments that we had over there. A lot of them were kind of more redundant on Breslow, get him out of here. Fans just not happy about the direction of this team and where things are heading. So that's kind of the state of where we're at right now. We're getting waxed tomorrow. That's an interesting one, Matt. You do you, I'll take care of me. That's how we'll leave that. Anybody else have any other final comments we want to do before we wrap here tonight?
I mean, you know, it's becoming tougher and tougher to just really be able to even discuss this team because they're so wretched. You know, and this you got the Yankees again, a 4-game series. I don't know what you guys.
Where you at for that, Jim?
So what we got? Early and Schlittler. You got Tolley and Warren, Bennett and Cole, and Gray and Rodon. I mean, is that Rodon's first start or something like that? It's got to be close to it, right?
I think it's a second since coming off the IL.
Okay. So I'll give you a chance on Sunday's game. I know the Red Sox suck on Sundays in their history for the most part, but I'll say they'll win 1 out of 4. I don't know what you guys did. I know I'm late to the show, but
we both agreed with each other tonight. We went 2 out of 4. We picked the Friday and Sunday game for the Red Sox, and then tomorrow night loss. Saturday, I think they're going to get annihilated on Saturday against Garrett Cole. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, I'll say 1. I would not be surprised if they're swept. I really wouldn't.
Yeah,
you know,
I wouldn't either.
You know, so I mean, it's hard to win 4. You know, it's hard to win all 4 in a 4-game series just because of bad luck and something happening. But you know, I have no faith. You know, I've said this before. It's really tough, but I as a Red Sox fan and a diehard, I almost think you have to root against them. And I know it's hard for people to hear this, but I think it's the only way that ownership and management is really going to make any kind of major change. They have to be embarrassed more than they are. And flying airplanes would sell the team just isn't enough, I guess. You know, having fans chant sell the team in the stadium, it's an embarrassment. Nick, you had this as a post not too long ago on Twitter, you know, and people were actually going against your comment. And it was so true. This is an embarrassing team. You have fans that are spending money flying airplanes over Fenway Park, telling you to sell the team. I mean, in no other league and no other team is anything like this even remotely close to happening. I mean, maybe the Giants are a little bit of a laughing stock in the National League right now, the Mets, but this is just atrocious. It really is. I mean, there's nothing to even watch. I'll be honest with you. I'm on vacation. I think I watched about 2 innings all week and I already knew what was going to happen. I mean, at this point, if you're a betting man, you should be making millions right now.
Yeah, on top of your comment on, you know, almost like having fun watching this team lose. I mean, they go down 2 runs in a game. I get excited. I sit up in my chair. I'm like, oh, are they seriously again not going to come back from a 2-0 lead or a 2-0 deficit? Same thing going down 3 or more runs. Monday today, pissed off, but then I, you know, sit back for 2 seconds and I'm like, this is like, it's hilarious just how this team figures out new ways. They invent new ways how to lose baseball games every single day. So yeah, obviously we don't have playoff aspirations. We're not expecting to go anywhere with this year. So it doesn't really hurt to lose games anymore. And when they lose in a crazy way every single day, it makes it kind of entertaining.
I mean, the only way that they're going to get better in my eyes is to lose.
Just keep in mind,
it's sad to say it.
They're only 6 out of the wild card. They are in last place in the wild card, but they're only 6 out. And I know you guys have probably covered this. I just haven't, but I just have to give my 2 cents. Can we please get rid of Jarren Duran? Can we please get rid of Jarren Duran?
You're my best friend, Jim.
That I don't even want to call it a play. That circus show in left field the other night was was absolutely the dumbest outfield thing I've seen since the ball hit Jose Canseco in the head and went for a home run. I mean, it's up there with that. That was a clown show. This guy's a clown. He's the head of the circus of this team offensively and defensively.
Driving the cart.
And I've had enough. I don't even want anything in a trade for him. Release him. Release him.
That's where I was at, as a matter of fact. I was thinking the same. There is no value for Jarren Duran. None. No team would want him. They're not going to touch him. Get rid of him.
It's him and Yoshida. The problem is that to get out from under these clowns, you're going to have to attach a prospect like Witherspoon or Arias just to move these guys. And that's the sad reality. I don't know if you can trade Contreras and Duran in a move and get a bag of peanuts. I don't know. But you're going to have to do something like that. And here's the other thing. What team, when you look at the standings, is going to be begging out your door to be able to want to trade with you? I mean, are the White Sox a partner? Is Seattle a partner? The Athletics?
This one just had a comment. Are the Padres still interested in Duran? No. Nobody's interested. We'd hear it. We'd understand, hey, someone's – no way. There's not a single team in baseball that wants Jarren Duran. Mark my words.
I think as a throw-in, somebody would take him because he's still making young money in terms of, the contracts. But look, he's a free agent in 2 years. You're talking if there's a lockout next year, what are you going to have him for one
Not
season?
a baseball.
He's not part of the future.
After the 29 season, he's a free agent.
29. So you got him 2, possibly 3 years, depending on what happens next year.
Yeah.
You got to move now. You got to do what the Twins did last year. Move Duran, move Contreras, move Gray, move Chapman. I'd move Whitlock. Anybody that has value on this team, I think I would move. I would move Anthony. I really would. I've said it before. I would move Crochet. I don't know. I like Tolley and Early. Maybe they got to be the front end of the rotation moving forward. Take your licks if there is a 27 season, but I would move on from that money too. I mean, the guy's not even could probably come back this season. I don't know. Will he? I don't know. There's always something new with him. There's always something new with him. And then the other thing you got to worry about is if you get buried this far, why is there going to be a rush to bring him back anyway? They're going to start saying, you know what, get ready for 27. So I said in a tweet a while back, and people were like, he's only got a strain in his finger. I said, I don't think you're going to see Anthony again this year. We're almost in July, folks. We're almost in July. You got 3 months left of the season, and you're in last place as of tonight. Why are you going to bring these guys back? For what reason? I think you're going to see Tristan Casas back before you see Roman Anthony back.
It's a big take. I don't disagree with you.
I mean, I said this in a tweet. Do not rule out the fact they trade Contreras. Romy Gonzalez is going to be your first baseman until Tristan Casas comes back, and then he'll slide over to second. And that's what you're going to have when you see the clock strike September. It'll be Casas at first, Romy at second. It'll be the same thing that you saw last year. And probably Trevor Story will be back by then too, because knowing that guy, he'll probably be back, and we won't even give a rat's ass anyway. But that's what you'll be looking at. What's up with Durbin? I saw that he got hurt. Is it serious? Did he stub a blue toe? What did he do?
The initial diagnosis is that he dislocated his left pinky.
Oh, beautiful. 4 to 6 weeks on him.
We'll see in a month if he's on the team.
Mm-hmm.
I told John, I go, we'll know tomorrow night on what the lineup's going to look like. If he's out for 2 games or whatnot, it won't look good.
Is it sad that we actually are going to miss Caleb Durbin because of the offense?
That's what I said earlier. I can't believe I'm saying this, but this is not good that Caleb Durbin's not going to be in the lineup.
I'm in the same boat.
It's absolutely insane.
It's also an appreciation of that he's actually put in the work.
He's worked hard.
He's done everything that he's
Listen, I give him all the credit in the world, but it's a big FU to the Red Sox.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure he is not well liked for the higher ups for the Red Sox. Going out of the organization, figuring out his swing. Caleb Durbin may be one of the guys responsible for Driveline being gone now too. He could be.
That's a very good take. And here's the thing. Is he going to be blackballed by management too and be taken out the door too at this trade deadline? I don't know. When you do stuff that the Red Sox don't like, the Red Sox don't like you anymore. I mean, let's face it. I've been around, Nick, you've been around a little bit longer than John, but Well, I've been around a long time. They completely railroad you when you're out the door. Terry Francona, I mean, Wade Boggs, Clemens, the list goes on and on and on. The people that they've railroaded leaving this organization.
It's what they do best.
It is what they do best.
I mean, even after these the Dever stuff the other day, the Red Sox still try to go out. Some guys still went out of their way to make comments on them.
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny because I think even Rob Bradford or maybe it was Dan Shaughnessy, somebody said the Red Sox, he didn't want to play first base for the Red Sox, and now with the Giants, he won't leave first base. It's just it's a Red Soxian thing. Maybe he's still got that in his in blood in his system because that was a complete Red Sox shit show right there. I don't know. I mean, look, I'm actually kind of excited for this trade deadline because I want to see moves done. I want to see a cleaning of a house. And I'm telling you, I don't know how fans are going to react if they don't. Because in my mind, if they don't get rid of Contreras, if they don't get rid of Gray and everybody that we've talked about, I don't understand what you're doing if you don't. It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, has anything made any sense? So,
No.
I mean,
they haven't made sense in 5 years. Okay. They've spent over They spent over $130 million on reclamation projects in the last 5 years. From James Paxton to Corey Kluber. I mean, you can go up and down that list.
Patrick Sandoval.
Who, oh, by the way, is throwing in Little League right now. I mean,
he'll trip on the mound and he'll be out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, he's probably dry throwing with Casas, who is dry swinging.
Yeah,
I mean, where in the world is like, I don't know, Tanner Houck? Is he alive? Is he in the witness protection program?
Yeah, I haven't heard a word on him, and since the offseason. I think in the offseason there was
David.
What about the other bum Crawford? Where the hell is he now?
They're together.
You hear a report that's like really vague, and then nothing for 3 months.
You don't hear anything about anything. What about the jerk that we got from Pittsburgh that was hurt? Oviedo. Any word? Does anybody know if he's alive?
He's in the dugout.
Oh, okay.
He's there. He's got a sweatshirt on.
Well, this will be a good segue into letting our viewers know that coming very soon to Red Sox Digest, you will get a chance to hear some of your favorite Boston media personalities here. Myself, Jim, John, we all know we're the favorites. They are as well. But you'll also get a chance to hear Tony Maserati coming soon here on the pod and our buddy Chris Cotillo. Just to name two names that'll be joining us very soon. So they have communicated with us. They are fans. They enjoy what we have to say. They would love to come on, talk baseball. And I think those questions that we just asked right here are very appropriate to ask them. Maybe Cotillo more than Maz, because I think Maz is a little less connected with the team just because he's more on 98.5 and everything. But I think those will be some epic shows that we do in the very near future.
Yeah, I can't put a date on it right now, but Tom and Quincy has been back and forth with Maz. We may try to get him on next Wednesday, but, obviously we'll definitely have some information on Twitter, letting everybody know. And then Nick and I have been in touch with Chris. I don't know, John, if you have, but he definitely wants to come on. So we're going to try to get him on first or second week of July as well. So it'd be great to get them on before the trade deadline, and maybe we can do it afterwards too.
Yep, that would be great, just to get their take and understand a little bit more of what it is to be a media person's perspective on things to share with us. I think it'll be fun. Well, gents, this is another great show. Jim, appreciate you popping in. We miss you.
Yeah, I'll be back on Sunday with my typical rants and monologue, I think.
Wonderful. John, always appreciate you being here as well. And
Love
we hope everybody
here.
Also enjoys being a part of our show. And again, you can subscribe, like, follow, donate. Yes, please donate to our Red Sox Digest.com. That's our website where you can see all of our articles and pods and videos and all sorts of great stuff that's there. We appreciate every single one of you. We hope everybody has a great rest of their night. We will be with you Sunday to go over what the hell happens with the Yankee series. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you soon.